Hello. Uh. Oh, okay. Time for more Endwalker. I hope everyone is doing okay. I had to cut yesterday's stream very short. Typed that incorrectly, of course I did. Because I went to go see a movie with a friend of mine. And I'll talk more about that later. Before I do, I should like to point out, welcome to the stream. If you miss any part of it, it's going to be uploaded on my YouTube at youtube.com/soramoto. Of course, if you want to join me for more streams, follow me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/soramoto. If you want to be notified of any future streams, or if you want to interact with me, follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/soramoto. I am still planning a giveaway, so if you want to take part in that, just follow me here on Twitch and send me a DM on Twitter so I can get in contact with you in case you win. Anyway, that's it. Yeah, I went to go see the Doctor Strange movie with my friend. We were originally going to go see Sonic 2. I hadn't seen the first one, and I went on Twitter and I kept seeing Doctor Strange, and I was like, I kind of want to see that, you know. So I asked him if he wanted to go watch it, and he hadn't seen the movie either. So I said, okay, let's go watch Doctor Strange. And we ended up watching Doctor Strange. Oh, I forgot to put more. Forgot to replace the trash bags. Excuse me, one sec. I'll recap where we're at. We're in the middle of the little Labyrinthos quest line. Also, I apologize. Fan's gonna be on. We are now heading into summer streams. So until I get like a proper direction on my fumble around with the trash can off screen. Anyway, yes, we are in the middle of the Labyrinthios thing. Oh, last I heard we were interrogating the Gleaners. We found out that it was kind of a rush job, but it seemed like that the forum knows about it, or rather, it feels like a contingency plan. You know, like an Order 66 type thing. I said it was like Rossiu. I likened it to Rossiu's plan. Before I keep going. Anyway, we won't learn anything of value standing out here. Let's proceed into the main building and speak with the custodian. Okay. I wanted to make sure I attuned with the ether right before I left. Greetings. We are here to peruse the Archaon's vaults. Peruse You're clearly not gleaners then. May I ask your affiliation? We're students about this young, but what the fuck does that matter? Why are you asking? I thought this was public records. Yeah, but right now, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in the reorganization efforts are permitted to enter. Not us then. I suppose we had better move along to another facility. The thing is, a lift which connects to the middle tiers. Might we at least make use of that? Nope. For the time being, priority has been given over to the conveyance of inventory. You're not letting us go? Go away now, please. Oh, Alice. We need to rethink our approach. Let us step outside for the moment, shall we? Not us talking about our big plan in front of this custodian. He's got amethyst eyes like a Targaryen. We are at an impasse. As we have no other leads, I should like to pursue this one further. But I doubt that our stone-faced custodian will be swayed by heartfelt pleas. We must seek another means to access the lower levels. It's fucking me up. So last night I promised we were gonna do a divinity stream. I got home and I was dead fucking tired, and my friend Gooby was not streaming anyway, so I said, well, okay, well, we're just gonna leave it at that. We ended up starting the campaign over. We're going with the games characters instead, and maybe it's just a little bit slow going, but I kind of miss my old character a little bit. 'Tis likely that the people in this area are involved in a restructuring in one way or another. If we were to ingratiate ourselves, they might allow us to accompany them on the lift. Let us ask around. Surely someone is in need of a few strong backs lately. More chores for the warm earthly. Little frog! What's that? Take you down on the lift with me? Sorry, but not a chance. I've been up and down all day and I finally found a spare moment of rest. Wouldn't the guy know that we were just trying to get down there? Wouldn't that look very suspicious? I did see Gleaner fellow heading out the gate there though, shouldering a large pack engaged in some manner of task. Let's try to go find him. He pointed that way. Am I taking the lift? Oh, we're just students. They're not gonna let us into the Archeon even if we found... Actually, we have no idea what it is we found. There's no record of such a creature anyway. It was wandering around tranquility, so we thought to donate it to the folks. Oh my god. I hope it's a Porksy. Oh, this little squeal, don't you think? Anyway, I suppose we have to take care of it until the Archeon is open again. I kinda wanna pursue that. Whatever that is. I hope it's a creature that is either a mount or a minion. I just realized why I love the fat cat mount so much, because it reminds me of Meow Wow from Dream Drop Distance. I'm just so eager to do the ether currents, you know, especially knowing that there's 10. This music, though. Quiet! You'll frighten it away! I'm gonna turn all the doors to switch. Ah, it's you again. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm in the middle of another task. The cloud I need to capture is close, very close. I'll take it. Okay. Still, 2 hunters is generally better than 1. The canal here is a common gathering spot for birds of all kinds, but the one I'm after today is the hornbill. Its feathers are green, and its quiet, distinctive call. Single it out and shoot it out with the sleeping dart. First person mode again? The effects are short-lived, so I'll lie and wait down by the riverbank to claim my quarry. Be sure to hit the right one. I knew it. Oh, shoot. Could it be that one going caw caw? Oh. No! I thought that caw caw was coming from the big bird. That's the most frightening. Look, it's going caw. See? Bullshit. Nice. I wish the gun blade canonically did have a gun at the top of it. I know it doesn't, but...
Fair shot.
Oh, he has a voice.
Nicely done. Let me truss this one up and I'll make my way over to you.
There you are. Any new revelations?
Caught a bird.
So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill.
That's right.
I
Dinner.
understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really. Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose. Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a gleaner's duties. But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
You know, when they introduced the gleaners, they made it sound like that they were just kind of like scavengers, but it seems like they're actually like... I know they've already expressed that they're actually like government agents, but it's weird. Below. Into the Ark? The giant face on it?
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos. Open only to a select few researchers handpicked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth.
Will you let us go down there with you?
Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
Damn. There's not even any windows
What could
in
a
it.
facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation. But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
That's all it is though. An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations. Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift. I will of course follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down.
Parkour?
This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the medial circuit below.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
You're quite welcome, but consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you'd do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
I think it's funny that it's been mostly raining. The entire time I've been in Endwalker, it's just been mostly raining. And I know that doesn't really change the scenery or anything, but like I'm just experiencing all these new areas. Also, how's it raining in here? Is it like, are they like simulating rain? I kind of thought they would prevent rain from happening here. I actually was pondering on that the other day. I was like, well, I assume it's never gonna rain here. I was kind of, the fact that it's like a simulated sky also felt a little weird to me, but okay. Alright. Assuming everyone's setting their straps and check their gear, then I say we head in. Given it's rain ahead, though, it might be wise to leave some distance between us. I want to check something very quickly. Okay. I just want to see how many more quests to do before we call it. Let's be honest, I'm probably gonna be here for a second. I kind of feel bad about the fact that the Endwalker streams have been kind of short. It's just that, I don't know, it's been a weird week. Like, I've had things planned out. And so I end up having to cut streams short. And right now, I think I can stream for very long. It's just I'm, what do you call it? Not tired, but I'm like sleepy. This place looks spooky. I hate those things. Oh no. You know what they kind of remind me of? They kind of remind me of the basilisks from Dark Souls. Those things are creepy as hell. Their whole thing is that they're supposed to look like giant, like, lizard frog creatures. And one of their most striking features is their giant bulbous eyes that aren't real. They are just there to scare predators. And every time they get included, like the more games they get included, like Dark Souls 2 and then 3, the worse they get. It's disgusting. Anyway, we made it through. Definitely didn't get attacked by mushrooms. The seer is where they keep a wide variety of samples for agricultural production. If Aaronville's assumption holds true that specimens are being collected in preparation for a great migration, then we should see evidence of such plans in the area's research projects. Let's attune to the nearest ether rate. Hey, look at that. Anyway. The northeast. Did I miss it completely? Hold on. I bet it's the long way around. No, it's not. It's the other way. Did I miss it? Oh. What the heck? I'm sure the rain will let up soon. I hope it stops before I leave for the next area, because I'd like to see this place during the daytime when it's not raining. Imagine a structure like this being built in real life, though. Like, I mean like a big one. Like a giant, what is basically like a giant greenhouse, you know? Food halls to the north and stuff. There's the grapes! Are these the grapes I keep hearing about? I saw them in the Crystarium too. But is this where the grapes are? Ah, now I know where we are. This is Mariel Agronomics. Labyrinthos is hosts a wide variety of vegetation, which allow us to conduct studies on cultivation methods utilized in foreign lands. The fruits of their research go to feed their Labyrinthios colleagues, so they grow their own food. Because they can't leave the facility. More notable successes might make it to the Agora. Food so exotic you'd be hard-pressed to guess their origin, let alone how they might taste. Isn't Charlian food notably bad? Mystery vegetables without a name, only listed nutritional benefits scribbled on a card. No gleaners, but they're all panicking. Let's go ask around. Let's go look at the grapes. Can I go in here? Nope, this is not entry. Oh, hello there. We weren't expecting visitors, now with the use of the lift being restricted. How did you make it down here anyway? We snuck in, shut up. Ah. I'd reward such tenacity with a guide to tour the fields, but I'm fucking busy. Literal wagon loads of crop samples and hardly any time to put them together. When I first heard of this grand reorganization, I assumed we would be shuffling around old stock to make room for the new. But this is a lot. And they didn't tell me why. More, can I jump out there? Oh, it won't let me. Oh, there they are. Here's the grapes. Look at these little robot dudes. They're kind of cool. There's the grapes. Everyone, look at the grapes. Yeah, I heard they, I heard they got bullied so hard they made the grapes a bit more round looking. I was like, oh, that wasn't the issue. But the old grapes were like very blocky and polygonal. Hey, you know, they did a good job. These look like grapes from like far away. If I look at it like that, they look like grapes to me. I could tell that was a grape. I like the idea though. I remember like the where you're having dinner with Amric and someone mentioned that was like the mashed potatoes and the vegetables on Amric's plate was just a texture and model of a mountain just shrunk down so that it would fit on the size of a dinner plate. And then when you look at it, it just really does look like a mountain. Anyway, what crops are we raising? It's fucking grapes. All needs a good source of sunlight to grow, and the conditions here are nothing short of perfect. Hardly surprising given that it's native to a particular locale and the very place upon which Labyrinthos is modeled, a region in South Ilseborg. Question, how are they growing crops when there is literally no sunlight? What's the implication here? Because these are screens. I mean, the rain is already kind of like, but am I assuming that the screens are also giving off like heat? I don't think so. How are these plants photosynthesizing? It boasts remarkable habitat diversity, allowing for myriad flora and fauna to thrive. Chilly peaks in the north give way to swaths of temperate plains, which in turn transition to a hot humid coastline. Such bountiful territories ever contested as you might expect. It used to be called Corvus before the Imperials renamed it Locus Amoenus. The Forum saw it not as a surprise, however, but as the researcher's ideal environment. Are we trying to go back to Locus Amoenus, or are we just trying to recreate it here? I'm about to be taken down below. More than I can carry and then some. Most of our stock is sent off via the cargo lift, but some has been earmarked for aerial transport. I don't know what that had to do with anything. Am I looking at the air boxes now? Excuse me, your tomatoes are evil? It's just more shit. Squapes. Is that what they're called? Squapes? They should sell this. They should sell them as like little plushies, or like little keychains or whatever. Oh, look at that flower.
Hard to look away, isn't it? But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion.
Mhm. I'm Bori Hold.
You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true.
I like that there's only 4 of them. It reminds me of the rare flower that blooms in
This
Animal
ashen
Crossing.
grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy. Dark, subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Charlian at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect.
the flowers just
There
have
are
feelings.
other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild.
I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly, but I remember hearing something about how, I think maybe it was this scene where they're staring at the flowers, where this entire field was supposed to be surrounded by flowers. But this is a discussion that arose due to the graphical upgrade they're gonna get in 7.0, which was the fact that when they first made this scene with a bunch of flowers, it just looked like shit. It just looked completely garbage. And so instead of trying to fix it, they were like, just fucking get rid of it. It looks ugly anyway.
With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. To further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration. As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
Does the stream still say I'm getting bullied by Millennia? That's from my impromptu Elden Ring stream from last night, where I
Have you learned
tried to
aught
fight
of interest?
Millennia. Hold on. I was trying to... So last night, around like, what, I want to say like midnight? Or after midnight? I was playing it. I was playing Elden Ring.
Alright,
Nope. I was playing Elden Ring. And, okay, it says, okay, never mind. It says the right one. Crazy. I was like, maybe I should stream this. And I streamed it for like an hour. And I gave up and I summoned 2
A
guys.
flower that reacts to one's
Boy.
feelings. Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
Millennia's tough, but at least like they gave her some real weaknesses. It's just you have to learn to exploit them. But it was the first time I couldn't beat a boss and I had to summon somebody.
This is all
to beat
very
it.
fascinating. But as it stands, we failed to gain any significant insight into the forum's undertaking.
It really makes me want to go back and play Bloodborne, actually.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
I'm glad we came here and learned nothing.
If only we could interrogate the forum members directly.
Like Y'shtola in that one cutscene in the intro, which isn't real. It's not gonna happen, but it's funny. It'd be funny if it did.
Isn't that the entrance to the arcade?
Hey, there he is.
There. I think that's Erenville.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member, or at least a close associate?
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice. If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
Nay. I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions. And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all... Cryo?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
I'm glad you agree.
Quickly! Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
I can almost reach you.
Suspicious. I knew there was something up with that one. I don't think I ever finished talking about it, but I was always under the suspicion that Kryl was sus because her naming convention as a Lalafell doesn't match that of other Lalafells, until I completely forgot that she was an orphan and her name Kryl Valdicion is a given name. Fucking watch out for that one. What do you got to say? Oh man, I'm getting sleepy. Erenville was headed westward along the path outside the Archeon. Come, we can still catch him. I'm gonna tough it out though, as long as I can. Whatever it takes. Attuned to this. Oh, I'm already attuned to it? That's weird. Oh. Oh, it's the other side of the building. I was like, how am I already attuned to this? Anyway. Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. Did I just miss it again? I sure did. Am I blind and stupid? Man, I gotta go back a long way around because I'm an idiot. Ah. Oh. I am glad they introduced this area, which is like a forest area, and then Thavnir, which is also the introductory. You know, they always do that every expansion. They give you the forest area that you don't really get to see much of until the very end of the game, or rather, you hardly ever see it at all, honestly. But it's cool. But it's good that they get it out of the way nice and early. That way you can start getting into the interesting shit. But it's also cool that they add a little bit of flavor of it. Where could it be? I'm sure that's gotta be it. I'm sure the next one is like, way the fuck out there. But I don't want to get too far away from that quest marker, so I'm just gonna click on that one first. I have an idea. If memory serves, that colossal wall-like structure is Logisticon Beta, one of Labyrinthos' climate control centers. It should have its own lifts, which one could access the upper and lower tiers. It would make for a convenient meeting place. But even if we happen to find Erinville in the company of said agent, we cannot expect them to reveal issues of importance as we nonchalantly stroll past. We shall have to remain undetected. I'm literally a ninja. Oh. She didn't even ask us. She just like, you're a frog now. I suggest you and your green companions hop along and catch up with Erinville. Should you feel the magic's fading, return to me and I will refresh the enchantment. What am I gonna do? You've been zoning out a lot, man. Oh. You will return from transfigured status if you move too far away. What the fuck? I'm a frog. I would have enjoyed being a toad for a little while. Just for a nice change of pace. What the fuck? Okay, I'm a frog. Oh, while transfigured, speak will alpha no. What the fuck? God damn it. Why? Alpha Toad and Alitoad are now accompanying you. Ew. We're really gonna... she's suggesting you cross a bridge. Oh no. I think maybe it's a giant. You know, it looks like a save point from KH1, but bigger, like way bigger.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work. So much so that we have come bearing new tasks in need of your competent hand.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Charlean scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment.
In an age long past, Charlean was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
I'm glad that this is exactly what all the quests we've been doing have been saying to us this entire time. just in very different ways. Just in case you didn't get it the first 2 times, or maybe even the 3rd time or the 4th time. The Gleaners have no idea what's going on here. The Forum knows a lot more than they're letting on. And we're just not any closer to finding out what
Then I will do your bidding. For now, but unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the Forum.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full.
Oh.
While I do have my reservations about the Forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart.
How did you know? You're not that smart.
Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
What the?
Wait! How did you know it was us?
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
Okay, fair enough. Fine, you win, Aaronville. You're pretty cool, I guess. He seems inclined to put his trust in us all the same. The momentous duty the Forum agent mentioned. Charlene has been called to action, and the Telephore's declaration was the catalyst. Whatever charge it is they hope to fulfill, they deem it of sufficient import to destroy all of Labyrinthos. What duty could warrant the direct involvement of the Forum and the commitment of all its resources? Judging by what we had just heard, none of the Gleaners would have offered any kind of explanation. At this point, it seems abundantly clear that we'll learn nothing new by pressing them further. Let's go back. First, where am I? Southwest. Wait, how many was that? Oh. Oh, there it is. I was like, where could it be? Yeah, I don't know what it is. I know this place is probably just as big as Thavnair and a bunch of other areas, but the fact that it's like a wall-off area going downhill makes it look a lot smaller. It's very deceptive, but I like the fact that as I go further in it, I can see more of the area. It's kind of neat. Yes, can I jump out here? Finally win. No! South. Oh, down that way, see? Dang. One ether current is better than no ether current, I guess. He knew we were frogs. I had a feeling you would learn something important, even though something was something you already knew. She's still being a little weirdo. Go back to the flower. Not this way? Am I remembering this place wrong? I guess I must be. Oh, and there's a little... what I'm gonna assume is another ether quest. I swear the flowers were up that way, but I guess I was wrong. My Swedish shaggles. Alright. Do I remember where those flowers were? I swear they were up there. Like on the corner right there. But clearly that's not where she was, or maybe you just didn't look hard enough. We'll take a look. Let's see. Getting harder and harder to stay awake. I might take a short break. Oh, there it is, yeah. What's wrong, man? Are you sad? Oh, it's dead now. You killed it.
For you. The spell will keep it from wilting. She said you would need it for the journey ahead.
What you talking about, man?
Will you speak with her now?
Oh.
I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
What, Heidelin is channeling herself through Cryo? The dead blue eyes is such a cool thing.
Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse...
I don't even know if I'm on your side anymore,
The
Heidelin.
incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Minfilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea Here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wish that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved. Her. And another who may yet have a part to play. Though that will depend on you. Take the flower. Walk free. For you are free. To go where you wish. To believe what you will. That blue will be your guide. Test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine, till the end, blinding and radiant.
Was all too brief. Already she seems so far away.
Hylian should talk through me at them. And finally give my character a voice, canonically.
My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first. So weak and tenuous it was, once I took hold of that wispy thread. Imagine my surprise to discover it was Hylian herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go. Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked, but at least she left us with a guide of sorts. That unusual flower. Yes, we are definitely making progress.
You can't be serious! We've done nothing wrong!
Oh, they got caught. Oh.
Master Fortuno, what business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Sharlayan by claiming them as assistants for your organization.
Yeah.
We are aware of your investigations. After alerting the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers, we received word from an Archean custodian, a group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Sharlayan as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. Our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion.
So you agree that there is something bad happening.
And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
What then is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
Too late, already attuned to the ether here.
To examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
Grah! But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse. But enough. This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
I mean, I guess if I lived in a place that looked like that, I wouldn't mind staying in there forever. Look at this place. High ceilings and whatnot. Fancy schmancy.
Forgive me. I was careless.
You were literally reading, shut up.
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
No.
The Forum will come to order. This inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be presiding over the day's proceedings.
I appreciate he's in the middle and the front.
Master Fortuner, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Sharlayan assistance. Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken it upon themselves to interfere with our work. They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldessian. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large. Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
Objection, Your
You
Honor.
have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
I've never seen her with her head off.
Galuf Baldessian was never one to forsake his fellow man. Even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Sharlayan, a respected ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention?
Oh wait, this is the cutscene. Except she wasn't alone.
Whence
for it.
came this revelation?
From the mouth of a Forum member within fortuitous earshot.
Then it seems your findings support my own. The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policymaking process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Sharlayan society. And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something odd.
Oh, Jesus. I promise the story. I promise I'm not being bored by the story. It's just I took some medication and it's making me very, very, very drowsy.
No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge. The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives.
What's happening over there? Oh, is that his tail?
Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene. Returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea. You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore.
Oh.
Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon our vital work and join you on the field of battle?
Is there a tower underneath here that I can't see? And they are...
We will never choose the way of the sword. We will fulfill our mission, not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Can they just not talk about it? Are they under some sort of like a...
Do as you
like that spell in the saga?
But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Such misguided zeal.
Father, Master Fortuno, I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania.
Why can't we go back home?
In the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me. So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Skolok Monteshane. He's the head of the studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Oh my god, did she say that?
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, By their own admission, these scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same. Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without inviting doubts or objections. Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given? Now, if we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
Order! We will have order! Master Monteshane raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures.
You are still orphans.
Until further notice, the students of Baldessian are to cease any and all activities within the domain of Sharlian. You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these restrictions will result in the immediate expulsion of your Scion associates. Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand.
That's nobody. Huh. Interesting. They're on our side.
I count 51 for and 48 against. The proposal
What the fuck?
is
I didn't even
passed.
see anybody raise their hands.
Students, scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it, or face the consequences.
Hang on.
Honored members, this inquiry is concluded.
That was a long cutscene. That was like half an hour of cutscene. I was like, I'm sure I'll take like a little 10-minute break. I'm sure the cutscene will be over soon. Oh, Jesus. We now know the mystery duty of theirs began with whatever the Forum discovered in the ethereal sea. With our feelings so sorely curtailed, however, we will struggle to learn more substance here in shortly. Alright, before I continue further, I definitely do want to take like a 10-minute break, just to see if I can get some of my energy back. But I do want to continue streaming. Just give me a second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Oh, Jesus. Oops. So, they warned me that if I were to take this medication, that I should probably not be driving around anywhere, because it makes you very, very drowsy. And I never get a chance to properly like try it out. They were trying to get in contact with me like, hey, you know, we might need to figure out if you need like a stronger dose or whatever, so just try to, you know, try to use it, I guess. But I never get a chance to actually use it when I actually need it. Except for today. But I have used it before, and it did kind of feel very similarly drowsy. But they were like, if you don't feel anything, you can try to increase the dosage. So I took a couple, and boy, I didn't feel it until now. I took it like a few hours ago. I honestly, I don't know how useful it is. I only took the drowsy. Sorry, I only got the drowsy. I don't know if anything else happened with it. Let's continue. Sorry about that. The overall picture has grown clearer, yes, but that's in spite of the form being so maddeningly vague about this duty of theirs. No. Why are they so reluctant to explain their actions in plain words? When I heard you'd been traveling before the forum, I came as swiftly as I could. I'm so very glad they allowed you to stay. Who are you? Mother! This is how we're introducing their mom? Question marks. Emilion Slevier. I don't know why I assumed their mom was just always dead this whole time. They're just hanging out with these adults. Am I to be chastised for speaking with my own children? And I'm well aware that you and Master Foshinol are not on the best terms at this moment, but I've been absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. No. We shan't be going anywhere until we discuss matters with Thancred's group and reconsider options. Sora, the Sora Ken. The champion of Eorzea. Listen to me, I'm kind of a big deal back home, you know? I apologize, my mother's not one to take no for an answer. Still, I am glad with you even to see her in such high spirits. What say you, Sora? Though it seems we shall have little enough time to enjoy it, will you accompany us on our visit? She won't leave us. She won't leave me alone, so she's sitting on my lap. No peeking into our private chambers, thank you very much. They're doing these follow quests a lot. It's super cool. What is that? Is that a fog gate? Is there a boss? When Alice and I were little, this bridge was as far as we were permitted to wander alone. I say alone, but my mother or the servant was always somewhere nearby, keeping a watchful eye. Wow, these guys are... I have known I would often wait here for our father coming from work. I thought she's gonna fall over or something. It'd be funny if you could see everybody else being followed by their own Alfino and Alice. This is where I first practiced magic on an actual person. Alice had fallen, you see, and scraped her knee quite bad. I tried casting a simple restorative spell I had only just learned. How she smiled when the wound closed, the joy and relief that was, I believe. The very moment I chose the healing arts as the main subject of my studies. Oh, how very sweet. We used to come here all the time with grandfather. In summer, I would dip my hand and feet in the fountain and splash about. I like these little flavor text things. Inside.
Welcome home, my lady.
Jesus, what a mansion.
What? What are you gawping at? I'll have you know I'm quite fond of the Rising Stones.
Lord Fortuneau is not to hear of this visit. And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
Master Alphino, Mistress Alice, if you would accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
No, now I want to go to their rooms.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying. Yet a mother worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations. Unfortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. It is clear that they have come to find value in every experience. But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name.
Damn.
It is plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them. Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
Oh, there's their outfit.
Gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect.
Pink, huh?
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
There you go.
It's perfect. Exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become. See for yourself.
It's the same outfit. There you go.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
I am so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
If you'd allow me, Master Alphino.
What, he gets a new weapon and she doesn't? Bullshit, mother. Yep, Sage. There you go.
Wait. Are these...
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father. Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days, as a student he was often called upon to venture into the field. He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless. Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry. I am told these devices are quite difficult to master, but someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb. May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
I think he would notice the sage arms behind Alphino's back.
We will, Mother. I promise.
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortuno has ever been a serious man, But it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
Oh, Mother.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
I shall refrain from inquiring as to the content of your private conversation. I like Alice's new outfit. It looked a lot more red in the opening cutscene, which I would have preferred. Oh well. Enjoyed your times with the lovely years, I hope. I would ask how the twins fared, but their new outfits tell a tale. I only hope you can help them to reconcile with their father. They might return home one day with their heads held high. In the meantime, we edge ever closer to the secret the forum strives to hide, and the flower bequeaths you by hiding sure to guide us going forward. I'm confident that once we've heard your report from Thamnir, we will have to plot our next move. Okay. It's cool. I like it. Imbued with the same ether that I poured into Moonstone and Obsidian. A new form of the energy which went into manifesting my combo companions. Yeah, that's true. He was a summoner? Since there's been progress on both investigations, shall we share the findings from our respective locales? Sure.
Your time in Thamnir has certainly been eventful. In my opinion, carrying out Beatrice's request and assaulting the Tower of Zot should be our highest priority.
I agree. While I still have questions concerning the Forum and their grand undertaking, we have all but exhausted our avenues of investigation. Simply pressing them any harder on the subject will almost certainly result in our expulsion. Therefore, I suggest we explore the ethereal sea connection by way of a letter to Master Matoya. then make our way to Fatnair.
I wonder, even with the protection these talismans afford us, what can we hope to achieve once inside the tower? According to Orenvold and Fodola's report, they were unable to free the Emulger. Worse, their attempts triggered the tower's defenses, which led to a summoning of Luna Afrit.
What does it tell us that the Spires even have such defenses? Simply pulling a prisoner from the wall is fatal, thus the direct approach is doomed to failure from the outset. Any further measures to dissuade such actions seem unnecessary. Unless, of course, there is a way to free the prisoners without killing them. Then it stands to reason that any intruders would be met with overwhelming force.
The towers appeared throughout the world in but the twinkling of an eye. 'Twas by magical means these structures were raised, I surmise. A spire thus conjured must needs be maintained. And I suspect an arcane catalyst, some manner of core, doth lie hidden within. Destroy the core, and the tower ceaseth to be, thus liberating the captives without harm.
So we can hope. And I would prefer to enter the tower with a working theory than with no plan at all.
Assuming Ishtola's reasoning is correct, the chances of the defenses remaining dormant are small to none. Any primals will have to be dealt with, and defeating one will likely only lead to the summoning of another. Our every victory will only compound the prisoner's suffering.
May we not then divide our forces? Those proficient in healing will focus on sustaining the captives. That duty can be covered by Urianger, Kryl, Yostola, and myself. The remaining Scions will proceed with the search for the core. Admittedly, this strategy puts both parties at greater risk, but it should bolster our chances of saving the Arcosodra by a considerable margin. If you're to fight primals, then you'd best have at least one healer with you.
And I am more than happy to fulfill that role. I found wielding a sage's armament to be rather intuitive, and look forward to testing them against a more challenging foe.
It seems we have a plan. All that remains is to carry it out. I will inform Radzit-Han of our movements, so let us make our preparations and regroup near the tower.
A military post in what's left of the Hamsa hatchery should serve as a convenient staging point.
That sounds perfect. And remember, the experimental aetherite of the confluence is there for those who need it, so there's no excuse for being late.
I can't believe that cost 1,000. Jesus Christ. Why does it cost less to travel between dimensions than it does to go to fucking this place? Ugh. I do hope that once the tower comes off, I can start going back down that way now, because I really want to explore that area. What the? That's kind of neat. Let's get fucking right into it, shall we? Is it literally the next quest? Yeah, it's literally the next quest. I can't believe that still took me like hours. To be fair, I did take like a what? I don't know how long that break was. I want to say it's like 15 minutes. My government mandated 15-minute break. If this is easier to travel, I think I'll stick to boats. I kind of wish we were a little late. Fighting fit, mostly. Oh, hey dragon guy. Permit me to thank you for accepting this mission. You must be... We should still call you Varshan, I suppose. It would not do to confuse our soldiers. Very well then. We are humble that you should see fit to entrust us with your warding scales. Please convey as much to His Excellency. Yeah, let's not explain that to everyone else. It's funny how they finally introduced the concept of like NPC parties, that way they don't constantly have to explain, you and your group of adventurers can go into this dungeon. It's like, no, it's just you guys, the Scions. Let me finally break your monopoly on primals. Ooh, look at that. Everyone is amenable to it. Let us review the strategy for good measure. Give me a good shot of the sun as it's rising. We will divide into two groups. And we'll look for the core. And they will get the prisoners. Fuck it up. Alright. It is very cute that they're sleeping on my hand, but we're about to go into a dungeon, and I need this. You can sit on it. Oh man, It gets its own little thing now, I forgot. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful already? Remember? When I was trying to run this game on stream with my DPS, we'd have to sit here for like 15 minutes and I'd have to allocate time for that. Nah, son, we instant. I hope that's not too loud. We need to take that down a little further. Ugh. I know I probably can't fall off this thing, but it looks like you can. Jesus. Not bad for the first boss. Ugh. Well, I hope the next boss isn't coming up soon. There he is. I was like, oh, my cooldowns. Alright. Oh, let's go for it. What the? more shit to sell to my to my grand company. That's a lot of experience points. Usually it'd be like, yay, XP, but like, oh boy. You know, I do have a level 70 Sage. But no, I am not going into this expansion as a healer, no thank you. This place is so gross. Very, very Matrix. Good time to reset my cooldowns for just a second at least. Is this the Hindu god they're gonna choose to depict. He seems a little... Well, I guess they did explain with the mask faces and stuff like that. I don't know. After like Lakshmi and stuff like that, I kind of assumed like a primal to show up as the first thing. It's something to that effect maybe, but whatever. Ooh, the boss battle music, god damn. You gotta go. Ooh, please give me that. Oh, they all gave me the player commendations. Very sweet of them. I need 1,500 of those if I want back into the novice network. Not that I'm trying to get back in there, but if I were to try to go back in as a mentor, that's approximately how much I need. I think it's either 1,000 or 1,500. It's quite a lot, and I think I have like 200. How many dungeons?
We fortified the captives with what magics we could. Have the defenses been disabled? All appears quiet for the moment.
Like, at minimum, you would need to run 500 dungeons. Which is too much.
Lower floors were disturbing enough, but this place feels wrong. The ether is heavy and thick, like wading through a quagmire.
A quagmire? A quagmire.
I believe we stand in the tower's beating heart. What sayest thou, Ishtar?
I see it. Ether siphoned from the land runs up through the spire, flowing to a single point. This is the core we seek. Yet something is off. As large as this structure is, it siphons far more ether than is required to sustain it. 'Tis as if the core is feeding on the energy, consuming it. I need to take a closer look. Curious. There is something there embedded inside the core.
What we came to destroy?
Yes, if you would be so kind.
Exodia? It's a little excessive, I think. I could have done that. Could have just slapped it around with my gun. Do it again, do the duty, fit completed. Oh no, Persona, now the palace is coming apart.
What now?
Am I supposed to believe this is the inside of this little tiny tower?
Crashing down following the core's destruction doth appear to be correct.
Bully for you! And how are we supposed to survive the fall?
What of the prisoners below?
The floor beneath our very feet dissolves. Brace yourselves!
I pray I'm not too late.
There's everybody else.
Oh, what happened? Where are we?
By my reckoning, we're still on the island where the tower stood. But 'tis as if it never existed. Hardly a scratch. But how?
He's dead.
Graha wove a levitation spell at the last moment. Large enough to catch everyone, it would seem.
Everyone? That
huge. Explains the lack of obvious injuries.
The expenditure of so much ether has taken its toll. You will need plenty of rest, but should otherwise be none the worse for wear.
We gotta come up with a contingency plan for these, so we're gonna take down all these towers.
And the immediate problem is what to do with our new friends here. They'll be much changed for their time in the tower. Even if their bodies are intact, I doubt we could say the same for their minds.
Angelo and I will take care of that.
I have every faith in you, Alizé, but there are just too many for you to treat alone.
We'll send at once to Eorzea for more Porksies, and call on the local mages to lend a hand.
Hail, Scions! We were watching the tower when it simply disappeared. What happened here?
The threat is banished, and thy people delivered. They are, however, in need of treatment, and we of a secure locale and helping hands to assist us in its provision.
You shall have all this and more. Come, let us convey these unfortunate souls to the city.
Hey, man. I'm glad she's alive. I'm glad all these guys are alive. Oh, it's so close. It's so dangerously close. The liberated prisoners are being transported to Razatan for treatment. Alizé and Y'shtola will oversee the administration of temporary treatment, support from those who know a healing spell. Go and join them in the city once you've had a moment to catch your breath. Had enough rest, have you? You never were one for being idle. Right, after Varshan bade us come to Megaducha at our earliest convenience. Oh, can we go? Oh, do we have to? Is it just gonna teleport us into the fucking castle again? Let me walk. There shouldn't be a threat anymore. There's no tower. Damn, look how quick. shit. Cool. Let me walk. I'm glad Estinian's in our party now also. It's cool. It feels like a very, very long Final Fantasy game. Which I know is a very weird thing to say out loud, but I hope you understand what I mean when I say that. It's understand you were here for an audience with a satrap. Yeah, I'm not gonna remember all that. Thank you. I can't attune to the etherite. Wow, look at this place. Portal. Leads to a nearby isle, the treasure vault of one of Ratahan's wealthiest families. They just god of luck for their guardian, on account of which they occasionally open up a section of influence. Something to bear in mind in case you exhaust your funds while on the road. This is a troublesome experience. I can personally attest. Stop spending all our money. I think that was the way I was supposed to go, but can't attune to the etherite? I just want to see it. That's dumb and stupid. You know, maybe I should have listened to the directions a bit more. Why are you guys still on high alert for? I thought the alert was because of the tower, but the tower is gone. Fucking turn it off. Come over here, take the long way around. Scenic route. Ooh. Anybody that knows me knows how much I love my string lights. I like this too. I like this square. There's places in the city that look like this. It looks very nice. Just dimly lit street lamps and, like, you know, a little bit of greenery there in the corner. It's cool. I like it. I like it. about this. I also love, I thought that was a bridge. I also love, like, very closed off, tiny corridors, I guess. With, like, staircases and turns. It's so mysterious. Go over here and talk about how much more of Estinian losing his money. Ah, the Varian Weave. Hard to imagine more vibrant stuff. I dare say Emmerich would be partial to the gold thread. And the blue, of course. He loves his blue. I've never put much thought into what I wear. A spare set of clothing is usually all I carry. And if that is enough, I can always obtain something locally. I wish every bit of dialogue this Estinian has to do with the fact that he's bad with money. Ascend these steps, and then continue straight ahead across the bridge. This is exactly where I was, god damn. Isn't that crazy? It's all this high alert business for what's the big idea here? And we're passing by here with Farshan. The situation being as it was, you were gonna be able to show us the sights. Life has yet to return to normal here, but when it does, you ought to pay another visit. I'm partial to Hamza myself. This place is very pretty. There's always the one area in each expansion, which is the area that you take pictures in. I'm pretty sure it's this one, for Endwalker. And for Shadowbringers, I think it was, what? Was it not Ilmeg? That one's a very pretty area. It still reminds me of that Skittles game. Finally. What are you walking around?
Are we the last to arrive? I hope we've not kept you waiting.
Not at all. Your comrade is feeling better, I trust.
Much better, thank you. Harness remedies are certainly potent, in more ways than one.
One becomes accustomed to the taste, although I hope you never have cause to do so. Pray, take your ease. Full glad I am to see you all unharmed.
Full glad. The entirety of the glad.
Valiant sires, for your heroism, you have my boundless gratitude. You cast down that dire tower and set free its hapless captives. You cleanse their souls of its corrupting influence. No words of thanks will suffice. In place of platitudes, I offer a bounty of warding scales. Pray accept your due reward, along with the goodwill of Radzatan.
Alchemists throughout the land were put to work in the forging of your talismans. The finished ones have been collected, and now await you at the High Crucible of Alchemia. Present this letter when you are ready to take them into your possession.
We are humbled by your generosity. Know that the inventive wisdom of Radzat Han will be vital in restoring serenity to our star.
Every single one of those scales came from you, didn't they? You must still be in such pain.
Damn.
'Tis of no moment. A mere annoyance compared to the dreadful suffering inflicted upon this land and its people.
Albeit brief, my involvement in the Dragonsong War afforded me a glimpse of the myriad sorrows which consumed both dragon and man. Though you were half a world away, such tragedies as befell your kin must have affected you deeply. And yet, you chose to live among men.
In the age when that conflict first bloomed, my choice had already been made. In some distant place, man slew dragon, and dragon slaughtered man. Yet no hate could I muster for those smiling faces which did look to me for guidance. Not even my brother's righteous rage could rally me to his cause. I huddled here, secret and still, hoping against hope that which I had built would remain untouched by the chaos and carnage.
Twould seem we share the same desire for peace, great Vritra. To that end, I wonder if we might trouble you with another question. The Telophoroi are intent on recreating the final days, an apocalyptic event which we know to predate the sundering of the star. As the longest lived among us, know you aught of this terrible cataclysm?
Nope.
Nay. When war and strife drove my sire from his home, he crossed the great expanse with only our unhatched eggs as company. He alighted upon a shattered source, its 13 reflections long since scattered beyond the rift. Of events preceding his arrival, he knoweth naught, save that which Hydralin hath deigned to disclose.
I see. So again, 'tis the inscrutable Hydaelyn to whom you must look for answers.
Inscrutable. I feel like she's also getting tired of Hydaelyn shit. Yeah.
Seek you to divine the will of this star? If so, I have a tale which may afford you some small comfort. 'Tis a story from my youth, many, many years ago. To my sire, I once posed the question, of all the stars in the sky, why didst thou settle upon this one? To which Midgardsummer did reply, "'Twas the last bastion of hope. He believed so long as Hydaelyn endured, so too might dragonkind. Solemn and portentous were his words. What deeper meaning they held, I could not, dared not pursue. 'Tis a stone I've left unturned ever since. Yet take you solace in the knowledge that whatsoever Hydaelyn does strive towards, 'tis an ideal which hath earned my sire's conviction."
Aren't I still friends with Midgardsummer? Why don't I just ask him?
Thank you, Vritra. You've given us warm reassurance in a world gripped by cold uncertainty.
While I'm sure we all have a great many questions, I think it's time we collect the talismans and be on our way. Our fight against the Telophoroi is far from finished.
I think it should be a bigger deal that we took the tower down. We're kind of just treating it like it's nothing. Like, come on.
We must take our leave, but please do inform us if we can provide any further assistance.
Prithee, a moment. There is one whom my sire hath judged worthy of honor and respect. The one known to men as Eorzea's champion. This hero of renown and rumor, 'tis thee.
He's in my inventory.
In accordance with the covenant he forged with Hydaelyn, the stewardship of this star hath ever been his purpose. Silence in the face of thine actions is the greatest sign of his approval. 'Twas a revelation most pleasing that thou, a child of man, had gained Midgardsummer's trust. But alongside mine elation runneth a rivulet of dread. For upon thy life's reel wind too many threads of fate, power, wheel enmeshed with woe. Amidst this tangled knot, thou shalt know no rest. 'Tis an endless confluence of forces, a struggle without surcease. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence.
Oh. There's our boy.
Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation. The hope thou wilt need come the end. Even cowering behind my curtain, I know the suffering of the powerful. I have watched my siblings driven mad by loss. Thus do I exhort thee to spare no effort to keep thy loved ones safe.
Apologies. We hadn't meant to interrupt.
It's just that we do have a history of suddenly collapsing, and when you didn't follow us out...
'Tis I who must apologize. I have detained your champion overlong with idle chatter. At war's end, I pray I welcome thee back into my hall, where together with thy joyful comrades, you may toast your triumph.
This feels like such a everyone you know and love is gonna die call out. So what were y'all talking about? Nothing. Cool. I think that is as good a spot as any to stop for the time being. We're gonna cut it here. I think it's good. Thank you everybody that came to watch. If you missed out on any part of the stream, I'm gonna put it up on YouTube at youtube.com/SoraMoto. Of course, all the VODs are also available here on Twitch at twitch.tv/SoraMoto. Give me a follow. I'm doing a giveaway. If you want to take part of it, give me a follow and then send me a DM on Twitter at SoraMoto. That way I know you want to participate. It's just it's basically just for any game on any platform of your choosing. So I don't know, if you want a free game, come join in. I'll do that at some point in the future. I need to be able to contact people, so send me a message. Alright. That's all I have for today. It is like damn near midnight. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until next time, stay safe, take care, and peace out. Bye bye.